Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next season of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And I opened this season with some awful news. This season, we have lost Frank. I didn't realise when I watched the last episode of season 4 that that was it for Frank. I knew at the end of season 5, pretty much the majority of the cast changes, because it obviously got cancelled and then rebooted. So I knew this was kind of like the last season with the original cast, but I didn't realise the end of season 4 was the last one with Frank. And we all know Frank was like one of my favourite characters. I don't know why, because he was kind of not a bully, but he was like a bit of a mean character at times and was always making negative comments about people. And it was kind of like the I'm a hard man character, which is not normally the kind of character I would gravitate towards. But I don't know, there's just something about him that I've always liked since I was a kid. And I liked his fashion sense. I thought his fashion sense was cool. And I think I like all of the characters. I don't think there's any that I don't like. So it's just always sad to see someone go, especially since we've had 4 seasons with him. And that feels like more of a loss because we spent so much time with him. But anyway, rest in peace, Frank. He's not dead. Normal Frank, which is sad. What I'm going to do at the end of the 7 seasons is look back on all the cast members of Are You Afraid of the Dark and kind of say what their best episode was and what their worst episode was. I don't know why, it's just something that I think that I want to do, because I used to do that at the end of each season right at the beginning, and then I stopped doing that, so I might just do that overall when we finish the show. Let me know if you'd be interested in something like that. Anyway, on to season 5. Season 5 is going to be a really interesting one to me, because as I've said from starting season 1 with Are You Afraid of the Dark, this show is like a journey through my childhood a little bit, because I watched all of these when I was a kid. But the longer we go on with the show, like the later seasons that we get to, the less I remember the episodes. So I've got the list of season 5 in front of me, all 13 episodes. I can tell you for a fact that I remember 1, 2, maybe 4 episodes. There's 1 episode that I remember really well, and 3 that I know bits about. I remember little aspects of, but I don't remember all the details of the story. But the rest of them, I couldn't tell you anything about. So I'll go through them as we go along through the season. I won't go into it right now. But yeah, I'm really excited for this season because there's so many that I don't know anything about. And it's a weird level of nostalgia because I know I've seen it, and also because I like the old style. Like the cheesy acting, the effects, the camera work, the graininess of the 90s kid shows. But it's also like new episodes to me because I don't remember it. So let's jump into season 5. Let's go with the first episode, which is the tale of the dead man's float. Now, y'all, you know, if you watch much of my channel, that I have a fear of being underwater. I don't like underwater things. I don't like being underwater. I don't like underwater creatures. And let's just say, what I do remember of this episode, because this is one of the 4 that I remember bits of, this episode traumatized me as a kid. Now, what I'm excited to see watching it now, because I don't remember the whole storyline, I have a very specific image in my head of this thing coming out of the water and scaring the bejesus out of me as a child. Now, I think it's quite a common thing with the You Afraid of the Dark fans that this episode is kind of like one of the creepy ones. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if it holds up, if it's still scary. To be fair, what I remember is about a swimming pool. That's all I really remember about a swimming pool. There's something in it, and there's a scene where it comes out, and that being really freaky. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that all ties together, who the characters are, what that thing is, and is it as scary as I remember it being? I think it will be, because I know when I've seen lists of Are You Afraid of the Dark scariest monsters or like top episodes, this one tends to appear quite a lot. So I think it's a fan favourite, and I think that image is stuck in my head for a reason. Like my favourite episodes from season 4, Ghastly Grinner, Laughing in the Dark from season 1, Crimson Clown, those kind of things are just very iconic images that stay in your mind, especially when you're young and impressionable, and that kind of stuff scared the crap out of you. That sticks with you through to being an adult. So let's jump into the episode to see if it's as good as I remember it being, if it's as scary as I remember it being. I don't know who's going to tell it. Do we get a new member? So I wonder if we're going to get somebody to replace Frank, in which case I don't remember who that is. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode, if you enjoyed the reaction, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And there's a Patreon link in the description box below if you want to help support the channel and watch a couple episodes in advance. Let's jump into Are You Afraid of the Dark? Season 5, Episode 1, The Tale of the Dead Man's Float.
Tonight's one of those meetings I always have mixed feelings about.
Is that because Frank's gone?
Frank's family moved, and we've
They
lost one of our
moved.
members.
At least they addressed it.
It's exciting because
I like that.
find a new member.
Who did you bring?
Nobody. I brought him.
Tucker's got a new member.
Tucker's gonna nominate somebody?
Why not?
So who's the new meat?
Hi, babe.
No.
Creepy.
No, anyone but Stig. You know this
Stig.
guy? Yeah, he's a virus. Don't let him next to the fire, he might explode.
Why don't I remember this guy?
I don't know about this.
Oh, come on. Give him a chance.
Hey! That's my sweater.
What? The logo's wet.
Don't push it, grungy boy.
Oh, I'm not getting a good vibe with this guy. I'm not getting a good vibe.
A lot of people don't like the way I am.
I'm not
They always
surprised.
tell me I
You're
gotta clean
rude.
up my act. But sometimes, things are the way they are for a reason. And if you go making changes that shouldn't be made, you could end up with a whole mess of trouble.
See if I can nail it this time. The tale of Dead Man's Float. It was okay. 1954.
Charlie? You sure it's okay?
Is that?
Yes. Just be careful.
Like, is it Jay Baruchel? I look like. I think Charlie's busy with a girl.
Lifeguard. Shouldn't you be guarding my brother's life?
This is the story from Friday the 13th, isn't it?
You want me to leave?
If this kid drowns now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Jay Baruchel. Oh.
P.U., what is that smell?
P.U. Yeah, so there's something in the pool. I mean, you are a lifeguard, you should have been watching.
Zeke Matthews was one of those dips. who lived
Zeke
for schoolwork.
Matthews.
I guess you might call him the smartest loser in school.
Or just very intelligent.
Geek. I think he's cute. Like a puppy you want to take care of.
More like a puppy you have to clean up after.
Don't know how I feel about that.
If you mix manganite with water, the reaction is always the same. Kaboom. Wow, surprise. I just miscalculated the
Is
ratio.
this foreshadowing for how they maybe defeat a monster later on? I see you, you friend of the dark. I see you.
We'll continue next time, people.
Charlie can do this, Zeke.
Charlie! Oh, he's the lifeguard. Yeah. He became a janitor because of what happened. That's sad.
Actually, schoolwork wasn't.
Not as anything wrong being a
He's
janitor.
mine.
But he looked like haunted.
You're on the swim team, right?
Hello, Clarice.
Well, I'd like to show you something I think you might find interesting. Right.
What does he want to show
What
her
about tomorrow? Before school?
that she would be
Tell me
interested
what
in?
it is.
Well, that's no fun.
Fun? You're telling me what's fun?
Well,
Okay, Beaker boy, you're on.
Okay.
Great.
So why are you wasting your time with her? She's not very nice.
7:30? I forgot. This is the boys' change room. Maybe you should.
Hello, is anybody here?
To be fair, I bet that
This
room
is your big surprise. I've seen
stinks.
it already.
I remember the smell of the boys' changing room when I was in high school. It's a lot of puberty and hormones. If he can lift that whole thing, he is strong. He must be on wheels or something. Hidden swimming pool.
It was built in the 1950s, but they only used it for a short time.
How come?
I don't know.
Unbelievable. Hey, maybe I can get the school to open up again. Why? We shouldn't have to drive an hour to practice if there's a pool right here.
No, they shouldn't. Unless it's a monster. No. I just remember there's a monster. The whole time I was like, why don't we open the pool? What a waste of time. I forgot about the monster. If I'm talking a lot this episode, by the way, it's because I'm full of a lot of nervous energy because I know what's
She got the
coming.
face of everybody at school and wouldn't take no for an answer.
Fair.
After a few weeks, the swim team had their pool.
Mmm.
Oh, man. What's that smell?
Oh, so that smell. Something to do with a monster. It's stinky.
The pipes must still be dirty. No kidding. If I don't bring this grade up, I'm off the swim team.
Maybe I could help you.
Oh,
How?
he's sweet.
Maybe I could tutor you. Chemistry is kind of my subject.
He did show you the
What's in it for
pool.
you?
He gets to spend time with a girl he likes, maybe?
You ever teach anyone to swim before?
Yes.
Oh.
Enough questions. Dive in.
Can't swim.
Hey,
Oh, this is not the
really
pool
are
to learn to
afraid
swim
of water.
in.
Okay, we'll take it slow. What is it that scares you so much?
I like the fact that because it's such a big room, you can hear it
It's
echoing.
really.
I like the sound.
Tell me.
When I was a kid, I was swimming in a pond. I got my foot tangled in some underwater plants. Couldn't get loose. The harder I tried, the worse it got. Almost drowned.
Oh man, what happened?
That would scare me, to be fair.
My brother saw me, cut me loose.
See, that wasn't so bad. Now try.
Clarice! Clarice! What happened?
How the hell did you get in without nobody noticing? That's very like Goosebumps logic. Like this, somebody would have heard her come in and get under the water and swim
Not
across.
funny, Greta.
I thought you didn't like puppies.
He's helping me with chemistry.
Yeah, right.
Somebody's jealous.
Now relax. There's nothing down there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know. It smells like acid.
No, thank you.
Something grabbed me. It tried to drown me.
What? There's nobody down there.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
there is. You just can't see it for some reason.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not logical.
See, something pushed the boat.
What's happening?
Acid smell.
Oh shit. Hey, the lifeguard. Well, I think it's a lifeguard anyway.
It's back.
What is it?
Or maybe it never left.
What's back?
It was the lifeguard when this pool first opened.
I thought so. And whoever drew that star drew it terribly.
Drowned on my watch, but tried to save him, but it wouldn't let me. It pulled him away from me, and then he was gone.
I mean, you should have been doing your job in the first place. But there is something in the pool.
Nobody believed me. Until 3 more people drowned.
Oh.
They closed down the pool. People forgot all about it.
That makes sense why the pool's then blocked off if multiple people died.
They built the pool. They had to get rid of an old cemetery and move the bodies. Nearest I can figure is they missed one. And its spirit wants revenge.
Methyl orange reacts with acid. If this thing really is part acid, we should get a nice red snapshot.
I remember it being red. Oh, here we go.
That's it.
Oh.
It's coming.
Oh no, here we go.
Look.
What is it?
I can't tell. Wait. It's taking shape. It looks like... It's...
No. I don't like it. Smack it. Well, he tried.
He's in shock.
Charlie, are you okay?
Come on, Charlie, focus.
Poor Charlie.
We gotta get out of here. Come on, Charlie, focus.
Look, let's just get out. Oh, no.
No.
We can't leave Charlie with that
He's
thing.
used that stuff from the beginning to blow it up.
Maybe I do.
That black stuff. That stuff, yeah.
It's me What's your recipe? Mix water with manganite and kaboom. Lava surprise? No.
Why did you do that?
There's moisture on your
That's what I
hands. It'll
said.
burn you. You need gloves.
I mean, fair, but now she's got to go in the pool to get it, and that's where it thrives. Oh, that was really sweet that he jumped in to try and distract it. Oh, Zeke, such a hero. There we go. Get out of the water. Yo, red cat. Bye. Bye. Don't come back.
Finally. After all these years. It's over.
Oh, Charlie.
Thank you, kids.
The evil spirit
Yay,
never
Charlie.
bothered anyone again.
Hopefully,
And
he can.
Charlie was no longer tortured by his memories.
Good.
As for Zeke and Clarice, Clarice figured it was okay to be a science geek. And she showed Zeke there were a lot more fun things to do than study all the time.
Oh, I bet she did. That. Hussy.
Sure.
Though Zeke still didn't care much for water.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't care. I don't like war anyway,
The
but
end.
if that happened, I think they'll let him in because we've never seen an episode where they don't let the person in.
You told a great story, but the vote has to be unanimous, and it wasn't. We're giving you another chance.
Oh,
Come to a couple of meetings and tell another story. If by then we
If
change,
we don't think you're a total puke.
then you're in.
that's interesting.
Fair enough?
I can handle that.
Never seen that before. So yeah, looking at the credits, that was Jay Baruchel. I was right. Hell yeah. So that was my reaction to season 5, episode 1 of Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Tale of the Dead Man's Float. And I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad that it held up. From, if you've watched much of my reactions to Are You Afraid of the Dark, like, I have watched episodes that I've loved in the past and liked less as an adult. Liked it, or thought was okay as a kid, or didn't like it that much, and loved as an adult. So I'm always really excited to see if my reactions change. But I really liked that. I liked that a lot. And it was freaky, but we'll get into that. Let's go Midnight Society first. So obviously we've lost Frank, he's moved. I'm glad they gave some sort of like explanations to why he's gone, rather than just never mention him again, because shows do that sometimes when characters just disappear and they never get mentioned. So he's moved home, and that's okay. I'll forgive him, but I will miss him. And so we've got Stig. No, I don't really remember Stig. I don't know why. Maybe because he was only in one season. Maybe he doesn't tell many stories. I don't know what it is, but my initial reaction for him this time was, I'm not that big a fan. I don't know. Obviously, they want to try and bring someone in who's not the same as everyone else that we've had before. They want someone a bit different. And so he's this kind of alternative guy, which is fine. But when he took the bag off his head and he kissed like Kiki, he was like, and he said something like, "Hey, sweet cheeks," or whatever he said to her, I was, you don't kiss people without permission. But then when he grabbed Sam's sweater and put it on the wet chair for him to sit on, I wasn't overly keen on like how he's coming across, because I don't think he's coming across particularly likable yet. We'll have to wait and see, because the story was great. So if he tells great stories, that's the main thing that we want, really. The story's the main part of it. But just as like the side bits with the Midnight Society, I wasn't overly keen on him. What I liked was they actually proved me wrong when I said at the end of the episode, of course I'm going to let him in, because we've never seen an episode where they don't let someone in straight away. It's always, they tell one story, you're in. Tell another story, you're in. But this time they did something a bit different, which I like as well, because it was just something a bit more unexpected, which was, the vote wasn't unanimous, the story was good, but we're not unanimous in having you in the group. What we're going to do, bring you back a couple of times, listen to a couple of stories, tell another story, and then we'll decide then. Now, we know that the orders of the episodes are all over the place. Everywhere's got a different order of episodes, so I'm going off the episodes, like I have with every season so far, the list that was in the fan Wikipedia. So the fan wiki, Because you look at Wikipedia, the fan wiki, and IMDb, and they pretty much all have 3 different air dates, or 3 different orders that they were aired in. So this episode was aired on this date, but this one says it was aired on this date, and this one says it was aired on this date. So I have to just pick one and hope for the best. So I'm going to go off the fan wiki. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but that might affect the order of when he comes back into it in terms of the next story he tells. But even on the past seasons when it's all had the same order, sometimes a person will tell stories 3 weeks in a row, and then the person will go, "You've not told a story for ages." And it's like, well, they told one last episode. So not that it really matters, it doesn't matter at all. It's just fun as a viewer to look at it and keep track of it. So, the storyline itself, starting off with a kid dying in a pool, so I knew straight away that I was not in for a fun ride. But then it kind of was what I remember. I remember it being in a swimming pool with a monster, that's all I remember. And I liked that it was like a nerd who couldn't swim and was trying to get close to this girl who was rude to him, but through what they went through together, she kind of learned that there was power in being nerdy, and if it wasn't for him, she would never have the swimming pool in the school, which they could save a lot of money with on buses and coaches to this place. It was a long time away, save money, save time, and save energy by going to this place far away. So if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have the swimming pool. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be able to defeat the monster, because he taught her about the manganite, I think it was. And so she learned through the episode why it's good to have him around. It looks like they're a bit of a couple at the end, which was cute. She was rude to him at the beginning, and I don't like, you just forgive someone because I just didn't know them well enough, and now I like them, and now I'm nice to them. Like, we shouldn't have been rude to them in the first place, but that's just come from being older. It's a kid show, I know things are very kind of black and white at times with them. But in terms of the monster itself, it was giving me very much Jaws vibes. Something under the water, something swimming towards people, dragging people under. You couldn't see what it was. Even though what I did remember was something coming out of the water and it was red. That's all I really remember. I remember it being quite freaky. Now, it's funny, I keep saying I'm scared of being underwater. I am, but that usually more applies to sea, water and oceans and lakes and things like that. Swimming pools don't scare me that much. I don't go to them because I don't really like swimming and stuff. But swimming pools don't bother me too much. Like if I was trapped under one and dragged under, then I would be scared. But I'm more afraid of being underwater when it comes to like being in the sea and sharks and those kind of monsters and stuff. So I was less scared than I thought I was going to be, but I was still freaked out there was something underwater that was killing people, but we couldn't see what it was. And that was what confused me, because I remember seeing it visually, but they kept going, well, there's nothing under the water. We could see that someone was swimming about. Now, what was really cool was when they put the chemical into the pool towards the end to see the monster, essentially. I liked the effect of it, like slowly turning red and slowly forming, and then it came out of the water. I think it was really well done. Now, looking at it as an adult, the actual visuals of the monster itself weren't as scary as I remember it being, but that was because I was very young at the time. Things scared me a lot more. Essentially, it was just a skeleton with, like, clothes on him or whatever. Like, he'd been underwater for so long, and it was like an evil spirit skeleton thing. So that didn't scare me as much, but I think the visuals were really cool, and it's just one of those things that, because it scared you as a kid, it sticks with you into being an adult. So it was freaky. I was freaked out by it. I think if I watched it for the first time as an adult, it wouldn't have been as scary, but I think just that fear from watching it when I was young stuck with me, and I really enjoyed it. I loved the characters in this. I really liked Zeke, and I grew to really like Clarice, just because their relationship was blooming. You could see them working together, and how even when he just showed her the pool and she gave him a bit of a chance, you could see that she was starting to kind of like him a bit more, which was nice. I like them. I like the stuff with, was it Christopher? No. Whatever the lifeguard was called, I forgot his name. I like the fact that he was the lifeguard. He obviously made a mistake and turned his back on this person, and they end up getting. It wasn't totally his fault because there was a monster in the pool, but he did get distracted. So I like the fact that he was still in the story and he helped them get out of the pool and helped them save the day. That was really sweet. And how at the end he was like not haunted by what happened to him in the past, which was good. And the monster was cool, and I just thought it was a really fun story. It was spooky, a bit creepy, good characters, good monster, really good way to start the season. I'm still not sold on Stig yet, but there's time. But overall, a really strong episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and just a really nice, fun story in a swimming pool with a creepy monster. I can see why people like it. It was really fun, and I hope you enjoyed it too. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoyed the video, please leave some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode, the reaction. Did you enjoy it? And are you excited to watch more of Season 5 with me as we go on the journey for the final season of the initial team, at least, before the first of the 2 reboots. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of You Afraid of the Dark. Bye, guys. Take care and stay safe.